Good morning, everyone. So this is what I'm prepping today. The other day I showed you I was doing my some pawpaw trees, uh, planting them, and winter sowing, I suppose is what that's called. And then you just leave it outside covered in mini greenhouses. So what I'm doing today is, I did some the other day, but I'm doing some more today in ginseng, and this may help somebody who has gotten some seeds from me. I got a tray, which these trays and the pots, I mean, you can get these free at Lowe's because people return them to the garden center in our area anyway, and they're to be recycled or reused. So if you have a use for them, you're allowed to just take them. So what I'm doing is I had taken this ounce of seeds and I planted some and didn't get to plant the rest. So I put some in pots the other day, and today I'm just going to show you how I'm doing it with these smaller ones. And on my other video I showed you how I covered it with the saran wrap to keep the chipmunks and squirrels out. And then the only thing is, since these are so small, if they would sprout, you wouldn't want them to touch the saran wrap because then they would burn a little. So what I'm going to do is get some more of these plant sticks. Well, that might not be big enough. I'm probably going to take my stir sticks, which are basically, I don't know if you could call them tongue depressors, but I get this at Home Depot, and I use this for plant stakes, basically for house plants, because I'm not sure how it'll work outside, how long they'll last, but it's better than plastic. I'm trying to be a little more environmentally conscious, and I'm not sure about the price. I think those are actually a little more expensive, but that's only like 3 cents a piece, maybe 3.5, I don't know, because that's like 99 cents at Home Depot, excuse me. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and put these up on the edges and then put the saran wrap over top of them to build like a little frame. If you look up winter sowing on YouTube, you can see that some people actually do this in milk jugs. They'll cut the top and then they put it back down, tape it back on, and then leave the lid off to allow some venting. But they do their planting now, or even in February, and set that out. I think you want to make sure your seeds aren't going to sprout now, but you set that out, and then in the spring you have all your starts. Anyway, back to why do I always get off subject? You know what? My family tells me I do that. Can we get back to what we were talking about? So I put this peat moss and perlite mixture in here, and remember, this is the first time ever I've planted ginseng seeds as well, but I'm treating them like most other seeds. I'm just going to try to start them in pots because I'm not going to be able to probably get out to the woods. I still have probably six ounces of seeds, and that's a lot of seeds. So what I'm going to do is just, the first thing I want to do is make sure this was level, because I added water, and when you add water it just kind of, puts a big indentation and stuff. So you don't want your ginseng seeds covered by more than a 1/2 inch of dirt. I would actually go just maybe a 1/4 inch. So I'm just in these little pots. I'm putting 4. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. This way I'm hoping to get, these have been tested before I purchased them. I knew that they had a 70% germination rate. So out of 4, what's that? Would be what? Out of 4, 70%, well, 75% would be 3. So 2.7 of every 4 maybe should sprout. So let me get these all. You don't want double, do you? Oh, maybe you do. Now I'm going to lose you. So let me get this done. Be right back. All right, so all I've done here is on all of these is, you can see the seed there. It's just made a little indent to push it down a little bit, and then just lightly covered it over. And I've done that on all of them. Some may not be totally covered, some may be too much, some may not enough. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here with a needed better system. A GoPro, huh? And then I'm gonna crinkle up some of these maple leaves and just put them over top of that. Alrighty, so I was breaking these up by hand and it took entirely too long, so I grabbed handfuls of them and put them in the Ninja. I love my Ninja. And I didn't have to add any water or anything like that. So, I mean, you could add water. It's not a big deal. I mean, I just thought if I added water, it would be a slurry mess getting it out of there. And I really don't need a slurry mess right now. So, this is all I'm doing here. And then I'm just going to make sure I'll use it all up. But some might be thinner, some might be thicker. There's no recipe. Just getting them covered. And since it's so broken down, this is not going to suffocate it. I think I said in the other videos on the ginseng is it's okay to plant near some oak trees, but oak leaves are take longer to break down and they'll more likely mat than they would break down. So if you're planting in the woods, you would want to stay away from a lot of oak. And walnut's good because walnuts, walnut leaves break down very easily. I'm not sure how the juglone in the roots affect ginseng, but I'm guessing they may not. And I'm going to experiment with that as well. So here I have them all covered with the maple, and then I've put my paint stir sticks in various places that I feel it would be most beneficial to support the saran wrap. Sorry about the noise. My neighbor's getting a Lowe's delivery. Oh no, that's a backhoe going by. Okay, so I've done that, and I've labeled the ones on the outside, and then I'll label the saran wrap as well. So that's it, and it's it's leaking everywhere, but that's okay, I'm outside. So next is the saran wrap. Okay, so I wrapped the saran wrap around there. That was a challenge. I had to do half a piece here, half a piece here. I ended up putting in more paint stirrers, and if the seeds on these edges grow up first, they're going to be in danger of touching the sides here. But I've got my little mini greenhouse made out of saran wrap, and well, definitely for a lot less than those little mini greenhouses you buy at big box stores. So I've labeled it ginseng, and I was using my $4 garden marker, and there was some water on this tape and it stopped working, and it's supposed to work wet as well. So I had to go grab the old reliable Sharpie. I don't know if the Sharpie would work wet or not, but well, you know what? Okay, I dipped it in some water. Let's see. Nope, it's not working wet either. So neither work wet. I wonder if I should try one of those super Sharpies for that. Have those too, because they I got the ones that write on grease. So I don't know if they work wet or not. So here we go. That's what I have, and now I'm going to get some more ginseng. This first, and then I'm going to walk it out to the walnut area and plant some of those. Although that's in wood chips, so I don't know if I'm going to tuck some dirt into the wood chips to give the ginseng some dirt, and then lightly cover them, because your seeds can't really be deep. So I'm not real sure how I'm going to do that. And I don't normally like things planted in a straight row, but I think I'm going to put some in a straight row, and then that way they'll be easier to notice when they start popping up. And maybe I'll do another video on that. So okay, that's it. Just the ginseng seeds. And those of you who I've sent seeds, why not let me know how you're planting them. And remember, you got to get them in the ground before the ground freezes. You can't store them in the fridge because they're just going to sprout and then they're not going to live. So you want to put them get them taken care of. Alrighty, see you all later. Be blessed and let me know what you're prepping today.